All right, we're back and we're raring to go. We've got the supporting actress nominees, and we've got Mary J. Blige from Mudbound, Allison Janney from I, Tonya, Leslie Manville from Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer from The Shape of Water. That's a strong group.
That is a strong group. You know, one of the things, Jackie, that is a little disappointing is how few people have actually seen a lot of these movies. I know you and I are speaking as if the people out there watching.
Everybody's seen these.
Yeah, but you know, I did kind of a survey of almost 40 adults before I got here, just to see how many of them had seen some of these movies. Only 7 people had seen Dunkirk, 5 people had seen Get Out, only 2 people had seen 3 Billboards, and 1 person saw The Post, 1 person saw The Darkest Hour. So the average person haven't seen a lot of these movies.
And I will have to say this too, though. It's not like they didn't play in our area.
They did come out briefly once they got nominated, but the average moviegoer doesn't know that. There should be a big sign, right?
But I think, though, that every one of those movies played in the Middle Georgia area.
Mudbound was shown at the Douglas one day for free.
That's right, but it was on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It was on Netflix.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Mary J. Blige first and foremost, because I don't believe she should.
Obliged to
You know, in the past, supporting actor or actress, they don't need to dominate screen time.
No.
They can win that award with one signature.
Judi Dench got it for 5 minutes in Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, and we talked about
Viola Davis.
Yeah, and Doubt.
Yes.
And we talked about one of the actresses in Fences. So it happens. I mean, that's why they're supporting. So when I knew Mary J. Blige was up for Best Supporting Actress, I kept waiting. Ooh, I can't wait to see her scene. I can't wait to see her scene. Or maybe she's just such a presence throughout, just not the main presence. But I found neither, Jackie. No big scene.
I'm with you, Kevin.
No big presence.
I really did, because I've seen her. She's a musician. She sings.
You knew that?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me any of her songs?
Yeah, she wrote.
She did write
the
one
song,
for
and she's nominated for a song from Mudbound.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
But I've heard her perform on TV. I don't know the name of one of her songs. But I've seen her. She's a performer who's been around a while.
Yep.
And she was known primarily as a singer.
Right.
And and I kept reading. You won't see a trace of Mary J. Blige in the character that she plays in Mudbound. That's true.
Right.
But I didn't see a trace of the character that she played
Right.
either.
We didn't see a trace of much.
She was the mother.
Yep.
And nice lady.
Yep.
Going through hard times.
They could have written some scenes for her.
They could have.
With her husband and her son, there was a lot of things.
There were a lot of tragedy surrounding her.
And there was potential to have some pivotal scenes
but they
with her.
never gave her that scene.
Yeah. I agree totally.
But then the movie comes out, and next thing you know, they're saying, "Oh, she's nominated for Best Supporting Actress."
How good did you think the movie was?
I did like the movie.
Me too.
I did like the movie. You and I have talked about this. It's a little slow at the start.
Right.
Kind of confusing at the start.
Right. Yes, it was.
You had to lean in and concentrate. But really, it was during, the 40s?
Yeah, World War II.
World War II. And in the South, both the white family was leasing out land or
both working on the same farm,
and black family was on the farm. And then the interaction and the racial divide that was so predominant at that time. And it leads to a very dramatic ending for that film.
And I never really took into consideration when African Americans went and fought in the war for us and should have been regarded as heroes. But then when they came back to the South, they certainly were not. And that was...
And Mudbound showed that
powerful.
In the European countries, in a lot of the European, they were treated as equals.
Yes, absolutely.
And then to come back to the racial hatred that had remained.
Yeah.
And that was the point of the movie,
and
it did drive that home.
Yeah, they did a great job.
But they didn't drive it home through Mary J. Blige's character as much as the others.
Not at all. And there were so many good performances. Even the guy who's was on Breaking Bad there, who plays Mike Ehrmantraut. I'm trying to think of his name off the top of my head. The grandfather.
Jonathan Banks.
Yeah, Jonathan Banks. Man.
Was he not amazing in that movie? And Gary Hedlund, who played the brother who came back, I liked him. And I went completely blank on the name of the Mary J. Blige's son in the film. He didn't get nominated for anything, but he was excellent.
Yeah.
But it was, and of course, it was a Netflix movie, and it's gotten, it's not for Best Picture, but it's got some award nominations, and that's amazing.
And to me, it's almost the year of the mother, because we had Allison Janney playing the mother in I, Tonya.
Wanda.
Wasn't she good?
Oh, the bird on her shoulder.
Oh, and then to see that she actually did have a bird when they show the real life clips
Yes,
of her at the
yes.
end of the movie, that it wasn't really that much of a stretch. And just think about her coming out on the ice with a cigarette, yelling at her daughter's coach.
But you're right. Mary J. Blige was her mother character. Allison Janney was the mother character, and Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird.
Oh yeah,
was the
she was outstanding. That's why I feel like it's the battle of the mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Mary J. Blige, yes, the mother, but I think Janney and Metcalf. I think those two should duke it out, don't you? Which one do you think was stronger?
I do think Janney was stronger.
Yeah.
I really do. For a long time, I was hanging on to Metcalf, and I went back and watched scenes from I, Tonya, and she just, submerges herself,
Yeah.
Allison Janney does, into that role of the mother, who is so awful,
Oh,
terrible. But
and most people should know that's about Tonya
Tonya
Harding
Harding.
with Nancy Kerrigan. So
it was, but and that movie to me did such a good job of humanizing Tonya Harding, who's played by Margot Robbie. Just a really great performance.
Some people said that you would like her or not think she was guilty. I wouldn't go that far.
No, it's
Would you?
because you have to accept the fact that she might have said, go break her kneecap, but she set the action in motion that resulted in that act.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think, no, she was not like, oh my gosh, I had no idea they were going to do
Yeah.
anything like that. Nancy was my best friend.
But did you look at her in a totally different light after this movie?
I saw her more as the reason for her frustration, her toughness,
right,
etc.
right.
You know,
But it was enjoyable.
yeah.
Better than I thought.
But then there was Leslie Manville.
Yeah, and this is a movie
in your
called
favorite movie.
Phantom Thread
Phantom
with
Thread.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Paul Thomas Anderson who wrote it. Obviously big names attached to that movie.
They're attached, and I went with anticipation. I thought the trailer for that movie was completely misleading.
Yes.
He's sewing
Yes.
little secrets into the garments.
I think that's why I liked it. That I was a little bit misled, that I wasn't looking forward to what I saw
like
in the
that?
trailer. Well, when it didn't entice me, the trailer, but I knew I was going to go see it anyway, and it was better than the trailer.
Okay.
Sometimes the trailer misleads me in thinking that it's going to be great, and then it's not.
And
so.
Kevin, you and I can both say this too. There is a lot to be said for the anticipation you feel about a movie, the dread you feel about a movie, the mood you're in when you see a movie.
100%. Like,
Yes.
for instance, you told all of Middle Georgia that The Greatest Showman was the greatest movie in the history of the world. So then when people went to see it, they could only be disappointed if it didn't reach your lofty recommendation, right?
but
you
it's
should have told
so-
them it stunk.
So amazing, though, the people who said, I am so glad you recommended that movie like you did because I enjoyed it so much.
I'm glad.
I've gotten emails and notes from people who've seen it 4, 5, 6 times.
Wow.
I mean,
I would not have seen it if not for you. So I am
somebody
very
wrote me
thankful.
the other day and they said, I finally gave in and went
Yeah.
to see your movie. Because I've been saying, hey, it's still in the top 5. Hey, it's still doing this. And, this is such a great movie. And listen to the music and blah, 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 blah. But it does have something to do with your feelings going in. That was the way I was. It's not nominated, but with The Disaster Artist, I don't care for James Franco as an actor. I didn't care for that story. It sounded silly. And you had seen The Room, which
Right, yes,
it's the
based
movie's
off of-
about,
yeah.
and I hadn't. But I went in. I was completely shocked, completely entertained,
Right.
completely surprised.
Right.
So there.
And the one that we both agree that wasn't that strong was Octavia Spencer from The Shape of Water.
Octavia Spencer, even though I'm not making fun of Mary J. Blige, but saying, hey, her role wasn't that great. But I think Octavia Spencer is like Meryl Streep. Everything she does, people think that's Oscar worthy.
Right.
And her role in The Shape of Water, to me, was not even that strong a supporting role.
No.
She was just the best friend.
Right. She played it solidly, just not Academy Award nominee worthy.
and I think anybody else could have played that role, and it might not have had the impact of Octavia Spencer lending her name to it.
I think we agree that the biggest snub in that category is Holly Hunter from The Big Sick.
Holly Hunter for The Big Sick.
Yeah.
it was just there for the taking.
It almost gets me mad.
It does
That
me
one
too.
literally
Yeah.
gets
Yeah,
me
me
mad.
too.
So I think Allison Janney from I, Tonya.
That's who I say will win, and I'm happy with that choice.
I am too.
You both agree with that?
Yep, I think Laurie Metcalf from Lady Bird will be close.
She'll be
but
right
I'm fine
there.
with Allison Janney.
Yeah, and she'll be going. Good for you, Allison. Now, any other year, she'd have sailed right through.
I would agree.
Yep.
The year of the mother.
Competition wouldn't, but this was the year of the mother, and she got left out.
She did.
But she's nominated, and it's always an honor to
That's
be nominated.
something to put a feather in your cap over.
All right, let's take another break, and we'll come back and talk about Best Actor.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.